Hi everyone, welcome out to the Dice Tower. My name's Chris Yee.
I'm Alex Evans.
I'm Joey Evans.
Today we're taking a look at a game called Sequoia, small box game from Allplay, who is our primary sponsor, of course. So keep that in mind. This was a game that they came out with, I think, very early on, and for some reason we never did a review of.
Nope.
No. So this is, I think this is in their minute to teach line, and less than 10 minutes to play, basically. So very small game about. What is it about?
The
trees.
Yes. Sequoia is a tree.
Yeah. In California, right?
I say that, but I actually just, up until this moment, thought they were flowers.
Really?
There's this moment right now, just a couple moments ago.
Here's the setup for the game of Sequoia. Players are going to be trying to have the most of their tree tokens on these different numbered spaces in order to win the first place token, and whoever has the second most will win the second place token. Players on the turn will simultaneously all roll their 5 dice and create 2 groups that they will sum up together and place their tree tokens on those spaces. Once all players have done this, they'll reveal, and in this case, I, as orange, would put a marker on 3 and a marker on 9. You look around the table and you see where each player is going to put their markers here onto those spaces, trying to get the majority. At the end of each round, 9 and 9, okay? At the end of each round, players will then re-roll their dice and do so again. Players will do this 10 times over the course of the game, after which point they'll count up who has the most. If there's a clear majority, so let's say in the case of these spaces here, if I have a clear majority, then I will win the first place token. If someone has a clear second place, they will win that token. The tiebreaker rules are as follows. These spaces are then cleared off. If there's a tie in an area, let's say in this case, the first place is won handedly by the gray player, but now Pink and I are still contesting this spot. We will leave our tokens there. Pink and I are still contesting this spot for first, and let's say that gray and pink are contesting the number 6 spot. Now play continues into bonus rounds where players will roll their dice, and they're going to try to be able to put their tree markers onto the spaces that are left that they are fighting for majorities. So I can only try to break the ties on 3 and 9, Pink can only try to break the ties on 9 and 6, and Gray can only try to break the ties on 6. So if they don't roll a combination of 6, they won't be able to place one out. But as they can, and in this case they can actually put out 2 tree markers. So after we reveal, then Gray gets the majority here. Pink is going to place this one out here, and I place this one out here. Now we go through and we resolve now. I would get the second place token here. I would break that tie. Pink would break this tie, and I, as orange, would get the second place. And then Gray and Pink would win this one. Once all ties have been resolved and all these tokens are cleared off, you count up whoever has the most points, and they are the winner. Should be noted there's also a small mini expansion that allows for 6 players. It also has the yellow tree markers in there, 5 dice, these negative point tokens, which will punish players for not going to a space rather than rewarding them with points, and rules for a team mode. If you're playing with 6 players, you can play 3 teams of 2. So that's Sequoia. All right, so as I said, this is from Allplay. You saw even the little sponsor ad and stuff in here. But things that they tend to do very well. Good art, nice components, nice presentation, good table presence.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they did a great job at all those things and this game as well. Yeah, fantastic.
Which is impressive on a box that small. It plays that big.
Yes.
Right, yeah, you just make everything cards. You lay it out, and you can kind of fit it to your table, or you could put in a circle, or make it kind of smaller.
Right.
Yeah, I like that about it. Minute to teach. Do you feel like that's actually accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely.
I really do.
Yes.
Because it was pretty much like, here's the way you do it. Do it. You want to keep going?
And we're like, sure.
There we go.
Yeah, no. Yeah, once you got it, it was great.
Yeah, 10 rounds of this, and then we got it. I think the biggest rule teach moment is basically what happens with the tiebreaker. And I'm going to teach that rule, I think, maybe 3 rounds into the game.
Right.
Because people have figured out the flow of it, and they're not sitting there worried about ties, I think, in the first 4 rounds.
But even then, once you get to the tiebreaker, I think that rule is very easy. You're like, oh, okay, move on. You know,
just keep playing.
Yeah, keep playing. Yeah. So definitely, I think they did a great job with the rules.
I think the element of those negative for like the second place, that element that adds, I was like, why would someone even go there and risk it? But then towards the end, I was like, I'm not going to just let her have those 2 points. I'm gonna go do it. And then you realize, I'm committed now, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that is from a little expansion. So the one that we have here has like a little mini expansion.
Yeah.
A lot of the all-play games do this. You can buy basically a Ziploc pouch. And it comes with
Yes.
second place is instead of normally just 1 point, you can have some negative points in there. And they go up to -5.
Yes.
That's brutal,
Yeah.
by the way.
That is definitely quite brutal. And it has a 6-player. Is that what that little mini expansion pack is?
Nice.
Otherwise, this goes to 5 players.
Yeah.
And this is a game that I think I'd actually play at 5 players.
Definitely. I feel like you could play this at 5 players because really when you're putting out your tree stump and everything like that, you are all kind of working. I think the 5 players isn't going to slow it down.
I think the same thing because it all happens at the same time, concurrently. I will tell you, it's hard not to get ahead of the other players. You know, it's like, because I look at one point, I'm like tossing my tokens out. I'm like, oh, you guys aren't done. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Maybe I want to go to 10. I don't know. So, yeah, I agree.
I think the more players you have, the more you have to do. Roll. We're all done. Go. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with a smaller group, you can just kind of. I don't care at that point,
Yeah.
right? Once I have my group set, I don't think anyone's going to be like,
Yeah.
Right, that's exactly. Now, it does have a lot of randomness. I mean, obviously, it's die rolls. But, like, what do you compare this to Mountain Goats? You play Mountain Goats, right?
yeah, mountain goats from them.
Yes.
It has the same thing as Can't Stop, where you roll multiple dice, you make 2 groups.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
But this one even gives you a 5th die, so a little more flexibility.
I like that.
Yeah, I think this is good. I don't think it's as charming as Mountain Goats.
Right.
I think that is, I think, their best looking and most easily teachable game.
I agree.
This isn't too far behind it.
No, it's very close though.
That's where I am too. Mountain Goats is just something about kicking them off the top of the hill and make them start at the beginning again. It's just so fun.
So satisfying.
But
Yeah.
this one, I do like watching it. It's like, okay, I'm going to go there and go there. I do like the challenge this gives.
Yeah, nice little majorities game.
Right.
Yeah.
It fits its box size. It's not a huge, robust game. It's very, very, very simple. But I've been enjoying it. So score wise.
I don't mind going first. I actually enjoy this. I would give this a 7, and mainly because this is one that I think I am always looking for that great end of the night game to kind of sit here and say, hey guys, let's run through this. And I love Mountain Goats, but Mountain Goats takes a bit more setup than this does. So I can see, because you bring this out, you make that ring, you put them out, and then you go at it. So I like how quick this comes out, how big it looks, and how really quick it plays. A minute to teach. Yeah, that's actually accurate. Yeah, so I give it a 7.
All right.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I like you. I just a little
I like
bit.
you too.
Like you, I like it just a little bit more than you. I think maybe. I think I like how it plays big. And you're right, it is a great end of the night game. One thing I like about it, it's so quick to teach. You can play it multiple times. Mountain Goats, like you say, takes a little while to set up and everything. This, I don't think you have to worry about this at all. You can just grab it, go, let's do it. You know.
Yeah.
I think this is probably one of all play's cleanest games.
I agree with that.
I'm also giving it a 7.5 because of that, right? I'm not going to go much higher than that because it is still kind of a light, frivolous game.
Yeah.
And for that, I think there are a few games that manage to do a little bit more. Reiner Knizia's Escape comes to mind. A fun little dice chucker that has more moments of excitement. And while this doesn't tend to have as much, bombastic excitement, it is just every round being like, yeah, roll the dice again. Yeah. Roll the dice again. 2 in the same spot. I'm just a fan of that. So 7.5 for me. I think that production, the look, the design, the cleanness of it all, that is really solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great game.
All right, so a high of 7.5 means that Sequoia is going to get a seal of approval from us
Nice.
here at the Dice Tower. Thanks for coming by another review. My name is Chris Yee.
I'm Alex Evans.
I'm Joey Evans.
Have fun being a mighty, strong tree.
It is a tree. Just say your name, and then go around this way.
Okay. Chris Yee.
I,
Alex Evans.
You said just say your name.